So this is the environment I'm going to be using throughout this course. So
Israel,
you can get, yes?
Israel, maybe for the benefit of members, maybe you can say something about Sublime Text, where to get it, how to install it.
Good. This is where I'm going right now. So Sublime Text, just come here and Google, just say Sublime Text. So it just comes here. You can now download for Windows here on sublimetext.com, as you can see. You can download for Windows. And those who are asking about the server we are going to use, this is the server software, as you are seeing it here. So this one, you can get it from SourceForge. You just type in Google XAMPP download. So it comes here on Apache Friends and SourceForge. So you can just go on Apache Friends here.org and get the server. So you can download for your version. So I would prefer the one that is the latest here. So you can download that one. You see it says, then you can run the installation. When the installation is done, it will install in a folder here in C, XAMPP. Then this is where it has installed. So to start it, you just come inside C, XAMPP. You look for this XAMPP control. That's the control panel. You start it. After starting it, it comes like this. So you see Apache MySQL. So you just say start, so that these services start running. So now when they are all running, we are ready now to code them. So all the website folders, all the files you are going to write, you just come into HT docs here. So inside here, it's where you can create your folder. Like you can see, I have many here. So it's where I created ICT clubs. So I created a folder called ICT clubs, and this is where I will be working from. So after creating that folder, now you can open the Sublime Text. So you come on File, so that you can have something like this, so that everything you have in the project, you can see them all from here. You don't need first to go back. So just say File, open folder. So you look for C, you see, you come in C, you look for XAMPP, you look for HT docs. So inside here, where you created your folder, like ICT clubs. So you enter it and say select folder. So now it brings the directory all like that in a well sorted order. So now here, it's where now we can start writing our files. So you just right click there, say new file. Okay. Most of these you have seen them, they are defaults. Because these ones are by default. There's nothing you can just do about it. A doc type HTML, I've seen all of these things already. Head what? So I'm going to introduce you on something here. This is what they call referencing. So we are going to reference libraries. So we are going to use Bootstrap CSS. Now this one is going to give us the beauty. Okay, so we need the jQuery. jQuery, this one is going to be loading the classes that are going to give us the styles. So we also have bootstraps.js. So now let's write from scratch, and as we are going each step by step. So we get these ones that are the defaults. You already know this HTML. Even you can stop there, but it's a good idea to just put those things there like that. So we just save this. We say site. Let's call it site.html. Okay. So I hope you guys understand what's going on here. Where you don't understand, please, you are feel free to ask. You can always unmute and ask. Okay. So now. Yes, Masala.
I had not understood that last line that was having meta A.
This one. This is
that
like
one.
the encoding. This is the encoding scheme. You see that one, eh? UTF. This is a standard. It's a chassis. It's an encoding scheme, eh, for browsers. You can see it's a standard. It's an encoding standard, eh? So these are the standards. Eh?
I've not known that. Maybe I'll need to read about it in Wikipedia.
These are the standards that are already defined. We can't change them. Okay. So now, after that, we can continue ahead down. We can close our head. Okay. So now in here, this is how they write comments. Okay. So here we are going to say adding libraries. Okay. Now this one will not be read by the browser. So we are going to add the libraries we need. We said we need Bootstrap, we need jQuery, and Bootstrap CSS. So these are the libraries here. So you just download them. They are already there on bootstrap.com. Eh? You just search here. I'm going to share all these files. Eh? You can just come here and say Bootstrap. So you can see it's a library you can just get and use. Rather than writing too much code, sometimes it takes a lot of time and government process when you already have these libraries. That's why we use libraries. So now we get these libraries. Now this is how they add the library. You see these two things are different. So link, relative, that is means this is a style sheet now. You see, you have to define it. It's a style sheet. Then the high ref, this means where it is, that file is. So you can see it's in the libraries, bootstrap.css. So I put it here. You can see it's already precompiled. We just reuse. Okay. Now, when you are adding a script, a library for JavaScript, it's script source where the script is. So now you see it's also in libraries, jQuery, libraries, Bootstrap. You see why I told you this subrime. If I do like this and I'm going to write a script, you see it has already suggested for me the possible tag I can put. When I press enter, now you see it has completed the code. Okay? That's why sometimes it eases most of the work. Eh? When you're like, let's say, head, and it brings that and press enter, it completes for you. Eh? That's how I was like, we use this. Eh? Okay. So now this is adding libraries for a style sheet, libraries for the JavaScript. Okay. Let's continue. So down here, in the Bootstrap, we have these elements that are already defined. You see, this is the navigation. That is a menu, for example. Eh? Then you give it a class, which is already defined in Bootstrap. Now you don't need to rewrite it again. Okay. So if I come, you can see now this. This is the menu we are trying to pull up here. You see this menu? We are designing this menu up, starting from here up to the other side. Eh? Okay. You can, it comes from, let me maximize, from there. I don't know if you are seeing my screen well. So let's get understand this code. So you can see we have a class. These are we have a tag, we have and the tag attributes. So we have a navigation which will give it a class, which is defined in a Bootstrap as a navigation bar with that class navbar inverse. Okay, so we can actually remove some of these things to make them simpler, so that the code becomes what? The code becomes small. So we can remove this drop down. We can continue and remove all it. This one. So we only have what? 3 links. So inside the navigation bar, we have the container fluid. These are classes that are already defined in Bootstrap. So you just call it and reuse. So in simple terms, when you're writing, this tag is called a division. So you have a section of the what? Of the browser section of the element, which you can use in a way you need. So you just divide it and like, let me use this inside here. So we create a navigation class. We give it the container field inside where it's going to be held. Now this is the one, the colored black, because that's the fluid area. This one inside here. This is the container fluid. Okay. Now we go to the header, which is the one that is holding the site title. This one. That is holding the site title. Then now inside it, we create another navigation bar that is going to hold the links now and the elements, because you see they are multiplying. It's an ordered list. So an ordered list, inside each element, we give it a link attribute here inside an ordered list. So each list item becomes what? Becomes the link, as you are seeing. We created an ordered list, and we inside each list item, we have another tag of link. That is now nesting of tags. Because you can see we have an ordered list. Inside the ordered list, we have list items. Inside this item, we also have a hyperlink attribute. Okay, so now this is the menu app design. We are going to first pass through a bit, then we are going to put these things together on a different page. So in the Bootstrap, there's also something they call Jumbotron. So as you can see, a Jumbotron indicates a big box for calling extra attention to some special content or information. This one helps to bring attention to the user, as you can see here. It just brings attention to the user first. That's why sometimes it's useful in some situations there. So we are going to get story by story. We are going to put all these things together, then we write some code after. So when you can see, you use a div element with a class Jumbotron. As you can see here defined, use that div element with the Jumbotron class to create a Jumbotron. Now that's the section up. So now here, down here, you see, as you can see on our website, we have these 3 elements. So these are columns. These are actually rows, okay? And column, this is a row, this is a column. So inside this element here, some of the things can be used in displaying information. I say maybe have videos, like you usually see them typed on YouTube. As you can see here, I've put video introduction to web, view, download, share. Okay, so this can be used in displaying such information. So you see we have its container. Okay, that's the container. So we have something, we have a section where I want to add our elements. So inside the container, we create a div. So we define our row here. Now that's the one row that was going like the other side. So inside each row, we have like an element that is that is the holding its information single. Okay, so this is its class inside the Bootstrap element. You see, we have the class. So you must actually get this. Here we're going to be using mostly classes that are already defined in the libraries we'll be using. So we just call the class, we use it, we display information. Okay, so like you are seeing here, div class, it's container. Okay, so that's the container class. Div class, now that's the row class. Okay, div class, so that's the column class now. Then inside the column class, so we can now we'll try to play around with our column. Okay, so we can have there the image, HR2, we can have heading, we can have a paragraph in there. Okay, we can have any words in the paragraph like introduction, the web. Okay, then we can have these buttons. So even inside the Bootstrap class, we have a class that is called button, but these buttons have different types. There's one that is primary, button danger, button success. Okay, so each of these ones have different colors, and they can be used in a different way. Let's say you want to put a delete. Delete shouldn't be like edit. Okay, now you can see the colors here. Primary, danger. Now if you are trying to put something like a delete, at least it can appear in red. Okay, show someone's danger. And share, you can you see it has also appeared in its different color. So now that's our row class. Okay, so is
Hello.
we have the contain. Yeah,
Good afternoon to you, madam.
we
Yes.
have a
Kale bambi naye kyagenda mu maaso.
we have a container. Inside the container,
Okay,
we have a row. So we have a row. Then in a row, we have a column. A column which we can do what? We can play around with it. Okay. Now let's continue down.
Yes, go interview.
Borrowing an example from the other example that I gave. From that, I gave of students who had designed some website with some sliders and a markup, but it wasn't yet well sorted. So I was like, let me also put this class of gallery, and I do a carousel as a demo. I'm sure they can pick an idea from this carousel and implement it. Okay, so as usual, we get the container, we add some words there, then we get a division, and we use the what? We give it our, now here we are naming it, so that we use it. Okay, this is, we have named it my carousel. But you see the class it has used, it's coming from Bootstrap also. Okay, then data right, it's a carousel. Okay, now we have taken a quick through look. Okay, let's put these things together. Okay, from scratch. Okay, we have seen how we can use that. Let's get this. So here we had listed head, we have closed our head. So now we can call the body. And at the end, of course, HTML. So we have seen we can call this is how we call this Jumbotron text center. Okay. So we just come and say, let's say div, let's say class, just say Jumbotron text center. Okay. So now in here we can write whatever we need. We can say maybe H3. we say our website. Then the inside here, we also put a paragraph, say welcome. Okay, let's see how it looks. You see how it has started to appear slowly by slowly, but you have seen now our heading here has become small. So we can say we call it header 1. Like that, okay? Now let's get these elements that were here down, we'll also add them here. Like these ones, eh? We also add these ones there. We have seen to add those. We just call the what? The container. We get the container. Okay. Here. We get the div. We get to give it class container. We get the row. Then inside the row, we give them what? We'll start putting their columns. Okay. So we just come on this side. Now we say div. Okay. We just say class is equal to container. Okay. Now inside the container, we have a div. We just say class. We say this is row. Okay. So inside the row, we also have a what? A column. Just say div. Then class is. These calls have different classes already preset in, because there are many. So here is SM4. So we just use this one, column SM4. There is called SM04. Okay. Okay, that's real name SM4, not 04. Because each name must match. So now we have a container. We have a row inside it. So now inside this row, we can add what? Columns. Okay, so this is the same column. We can copy and paste it down there. Those are two now columns. We can copy it and do what? And paste it down there. Now we have 3 columns. So inside each column, we can choose to add what? An image, as you are seeing there. Okay, so I put img source. I'll be like, my images are in img. So I'll be like img slash, let's say I choose like k.jpg. Okay. Now even in here, you can have even like a paragraph. Okay. Like welcome to this video. Okay. Now in here, we have seen we can have even buttons and what. So we can say button. Okay. Say class. We say button. Okay. Now what you are calling a button, now you just call it like that, button. You just say button. Okay. Let's say primary. Are you together? So now here you can say share. Now we write the word that will appear on our button there. Okay. Let's see how this one is looking currently. Our picture is big, because you can see, but it's a range. So now we just reduce the size of this picture. Just say style here in front. Style. Now we say width, because you see the width is the one that is big. You can say maybe 200 pixels. I hope we are together. Then if we refresh, you see now I've got one here. So now we can add another. So we just do the same, because we see this is all, this can be something the same way. When we reach into database, now we are going to make these things dynamic, so that when you add them into the database, they just come appearing automatically. So picking, being data driven, website or system. So we just what we have written here, this I've just copied it and pasted it down. You see, now have all those three. So now, as you can see now, this is what we are trying to pull off. Now we add this carousel. Okay, we added this carousel. So I just come here. As you can see here, we looked at the steps to add the carousel. We have the container, okay? Then inside the container, we have the heading that will appear. Then we define our what? Our carousel there. Then we create the wrapper for the slides, because it has to be a section in there that holds what? Those pictures. So let's add these slides there. So we are going to start with div class is for container. We'll close it as usual. So I'll go down here. Div, say class container. Okay. So now how to call the class we need. We have to be specific of that class name. That we call the right what? The right class. So we can see here the class we need is these are the elements we just need from the Bootstrap library. So I just come in here and I add another div. Okay. So now I start defining my elements. I just call it ID, my carousel. Okay. Okay, let me just call it slide. So that will change most of those things. Slide, and of course you have to add its class, okay, which is from the Bootstrap element. This is the class we need. This one, class carousel slide with the data right of carousel. Okay, so we just come, we just add it there. Remember, these classes are already written, they are predefined, so you just call it and use it. You don't need to re-code it again from scratch. Okay, so now after defining our slider in here, defining our slider in there, so we just come back to this. So now the carousel has to have its indicators of the next slide or the previous slide. Okay, so I just the number of slides I would like to put, so I just define them in an ordered list like that. So let's just get this as is as we explain it from this new site. So I will just add it in the middle here. Okay. Now you see here the class itself, it's called carousel what? Indicators. It's defined in the Bootstrap. Okay. Now here, what changes? You see here, data target. Data target. This changes now. Data target. Because now you are telling this carousel what should I target? Where should I press this slide? Okay. You remember we created here hours and we named it what? Slider. So you reference it with the hash. Okay. Slider. Okay, even here hash, slider, hash, slider. Okay, now this is a slider data slide from 0. In most of the times now all will start from 0, 1, 2. Okay, so since we'll put like 3 picks, we're going to start is from 0, 1, 2. Now those are 3. Okay, so after getting those indicators, we have defined where those slides should appear, and active means which slide should be when the page loads, which slide should be the first to display. That means class active. This should be the first slide to play. Okay. So now after that, now inside the carousel itself, we have defined its indicators, we have defined where it should be. Now we have to put the items inside. Okay. As you can see, for example, so the class inside is called carousel in, as you are seeing it here. So we just come in here. So we just say div. So we have defined, now we are going to put the elements inside what? The carousel. So we have seen the class. So class is called carousel in. Those spellings matter. You say carousel in. It must be the correct what? Spelling. Carousel in. So inside the carousel, inside the inner side of the slide, we have the item active as you have defined this. So now the first item to be active, place it there. So we just call this class, okay? Item active. So you also create another div. Div. Okay. In class, you've seen it's item active. Okay. As you can see here, item active. So inside now the item that is active, we have to put there an image, okay? So I come, as you can see, image. As usual, you can write this from anywhere. So you can just come in here, active, just say emoji. Of course, you define the source, like emoji. Let's say n.p.gpg. You see, it's in here. I'm trying to difference n.gpg. Now you can even style it. Say height. Let's say 500 px. With this, and say auto. Okay. So have one slide inside. Let's take a look at how it looks. Now this is how it has come. But you see it has come, but we haven't done what? We haven't put extra what? Slides there. And also I've seen the size has become small. So we haven't completed our code here. Okay. Let's leave this 100% so that it fills the whole screen. Okay. So we can also again get this, paste it down, but we'll remove the active now here. Okay. We'll remove the active. Like now this is like M. Okay. Now I've added another picture inside the carousel. So if we refresh again, you can see it is coming by slowly. Okay. We haven't put the next picture in the slide. Okay. So now you also add another picture into the slide. So as you can see, just say div. You just say class. It is got item. Then we put an image inside. So we can just get this word written here, paste it there, then change here. Now we can say maybe that is a K. Okay. K.jpg. Now when we refresh, we have our images in the slide. Okay. At least now this one becomes a bit prettier than having marking. So we continue. Remember, we also have to add what? The controls of the slider. So as you can see, we just use a left carousel control. This is the class also. You see, you have left carousel control, which will link to our carousel here, and it is a data slide for previous. Okay. So if I come and I get this, as you are seeing, let's get it the way it is. So you see, this is the inner. So we don't put it in the inner now. So we just come back into our main slider. Okay. You see, when you click here, it shows that this starts from there. So we just come in here. We just write our comment. We just say slider controls. Okay. Even here, write our comment. Slider images. Okay. So now here we put our control here. So how you see a class, it is on the left, but it's a carousel control. Okay. You can add we can reduce all, even this, remove it. So span, this class span, it presses actually where it becomes, how can I explain span? It's also a class. It's an HTML tag that helps in some controls on the UI. Like it can even on top of the other. So it's literally hanging in space. So it can go anywhere. That's like the span class, the span. But you still have given it a brief icon. That's an icon in a Bootstrap. In a Bootstrap, and we have given it previous. Okay. So even when you are going to add the right one now, just say a class, okay, right, out together carousel control, okay, then href. Now this is the slider, because remember we named our slider, okay, slider. Then you say data slide, okay. These are predefined, is equal to next, okay, all together. So in here now, when I close that, I can come in here and define a span here. Span in here. So we just say, even we can just say span and say next, okay? Instead of using icons, we can just say span next. We just put there the word itself next to try to make things simple. You see why it has gone, and the previous where it has come, okay? So I will rectify that by adding there its class. Okay, this one I add it there, but this is right. Okay, that is left, and this one is the slider. Okay, that's our slider we created where up here. Remember, we named it slider, so we reference it here so that it keeps going through the slides in this part we have put in the carousel inner. When you say previous, it comes that. When you say next, it goes to the next. Okay, let's refresh. Okay, now you see it has come there. Have our slider. Okay, so now you can This is like something simple. We can just do from scratch in a few minutes. So here, if you want to beautify these things, you just have to add in words so that the website should have some what, some content. Okay. Let me copy this thing. I copy that so that I just add it in here so that we can have some content on the website. So even here we can add a header 3. Just say encodings. Okay, for example. You can see now it's coming in slowly. So even now you can use the same words. You can use the same words even here. You can use the same ones even here. Okay. Now we're starting to get excited with some content. So now we can continue and add a menu here. Okay. We can add the menu here, or we can link these buttons to do something actually shareable. Okay. Or we can continue down there or add like a register login forms still as well too. So we can let's use an online resource here. We just say Bootstrap. Okay. We just get it from here. But you see, most of these are already we have to follow the documentation of it. So you see how we are going to add that. It's something simple like getting this. Because we already have the library. So we are going to explain this as after we put it there in our code. So I get that navigation menu. Okay. I come, well, this is the body. I come, that is the Jamtron we put up. So I put our menu there. You see the class we are calling here, it's navigation bar, the default one. Okay. So inside the class itself, it has another class inside called container and fleet. So we have the navigation header. So this is the what like the website name. So we just call it web coding sessions. Okay. So now we have our home. We can call it welcome. So we just say this one. Now we are going to do some links here so that we can have something working. Okay. So just say maybe this goes to Facebook. Facebook.com maybe. They should take us to Twitter. Okay. They should take us to ICT clubs. Okay. So let's say first have a look at it. So you can still have our menu here as you are seeing it. So you can continue and add as many menu items as you see. Okay. You see now it's coming, it's trying to get some shape. So we can even space here so that we get space there. You just get this, okay? To add it our gallery here. Okay, here on our Carazo. We just say, yes, please.
I want to suggest that you give us a break maybe to ask questions or to see clarification, anything, so that we can feel comfortable. members can unmute and they throw in a question or if there's anything.
That's what I'm reaching at, okay? I'm reaching at that in a few minutes, eh? After this, eh? I'm reaching there, eh? Okay. So you can see I've put that menu. So this menu, let's say first add some link to it. So in linking, you have a href hyperlink reference, okay? Facebook.com. So here we can put the link, it should go to Facebook, okay, .com, for example. So we want it open in a new tab. So just say target is equal to new. Actually, let's say brand. So now that it opens in a new section of the browser, a new tab of the browser, so that it doesn't remove the user from the website. Okay. So you can add as many links as you prefer until, so let's just say I've added only those links there. So we still have our links here. We have some of the words here. Here up, we can add our logo of the website. So I can just come out and go to the logo so that we have something on point. Just say logo.png. Okay. So we just say our website. So guys, I'm going to allow any questions. If any, please, you are free to come in. Or if you are also writing code with me, you can also share a screenshot where it is possible help we can offer. There's no problem. Okay. All right, guys. Any questions?
Hello.
Hello.
Go ahead, Nacho.
Okay. On my side, it is so grateful.
Yeah.
I would like. I came in late, but now, even last week I was on Wednesday I wasn't available. But at least where we have started is a very good point. And for me, just the method you are using is better because you are moving step by step by showing us exactly what, after doing this, what happens. And then from there, it will be easier for us to code. So I don't have any much question to say, but at least it is good. Yeah, we can just continue like that.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Nato, for that observation. I think, okay, all right, good. I've muted that one. Okay, yeah, thank you, Nato, for that observation. I have also recorded the video based on the approach, then I'll share it for those who have not got some steps, but that's good. Thank you, Israel. Any other member? Brother,
If we also need these
Hello.
resources, I can also share. Hello, yes, please.
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, how are you?
Fine. Thank you very much for the work you are doing.
Okay,
But first of all, I request you to share with us the videos of last Wednesday. I, as a person, I did not attend fully.
Okay.
Because the internet was on and off.
Okay.
I request that you send us the videos so that we can follow accordingly. Then too, I'm challenged on how on creating different pages. I still need your assistance in that. I've forgotten that all. I have not really got your thorough explanation on moving from one page to another. Take an
Okay,
example you have done with
linking.
the first. Yes, linking.
Okay.
That ref.
Yes, please.
I request that you help me understand it fully.
Okay.
Hmm.
Let me answer. Yes, Mr. Anguyo. Anguyo Ronald. I see your hand is up. Okay. As we wait for Anguyo, let me reply the previous question of this gentleman of linking. Let me share the screen. Okay. So now linking, we take a look at hyperreferencing. Okay, as we are looking at here. Let me write it in simple terms here. So the attribute for linking is A. Okay, then you give it a hyperreference, which is equal to where the link should go. Okay, then you close the link. Okay, take an example here. We want to go to index.html, or let's say we want to go to this styled.html. So in A, I'll just come and say styled.html as the address. Okay, then the word that should be displayed, it should be like go to styled, for example. Then something like that. So it's a hyperreference. Okay, you put the address where you want it to go. Let's say Kenya.html. Then you close it and add the word to be displayed. Okay, Kenya HTML. Okay, something like that. Let's look at it in action here. As you can see, got styled here. It's in the top corner here. So when I click it, now it has come to this one. Okay. So even if let's say these ones are all pre-linked, then I could link back to the other side. Okay. So let me do some links here in these ones we have put here. So let me remove this. Since you have already gotten our Bootstrap library, so I will just come and say, you see this facebook.com, I will say, let this one go to, let's say, my Twitter account, okay? Twitter.com/Israel okay? You see now this one, they want to display, put Twitter. As you can see, so let me just break this so that it becomes clear. This is the link, this is our link. This a hyperreference, it should go to that. Target blank means it should open in a new tab. Okay, target blank, it opens a new tab. Okay, then you put the word to display and you close the link. Let's test it. This one, okay. So when I click it, you see it has opened another tab here and it's loading, it has loaded Twitter. And it didn't close our site, remember, but it just opened another tab on the site. You see it's here because of the recording window. It's the one that has just only hidden it. So from here, it just opens another tab straight on the site. So that's the tag for hyperlinking, this one here. So this one is the tag for hyperlinking. So after you just after putting it and you come and click here, now it should open Twitter as the reference you gave. Okay, any other question?
Okay, I think Alex had asked for your number and WhatsApp contact.
Yes, Mr. Ronald.
Evening.
Good evening, how are you?
Good evening.
Good evening to you, Ronald. How are you?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, thank
we are
you.
getting.
I appreciate it. Good evening. Mine is just appreciate. Good evening. I get to know the presentation. However, my request is that the videos of this coding process will be shared to us so that we can help the learners well.
Okay, the
Hello?
videos. You are requesting for the videos. The videos, sure, we are going to share. Like even this session
Okay.
current is being recorded.
It's okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question, members? Masaversa, you are not talking.
Yeah, I put my hand up, but I later put it down. Thank you so much for the presentation. Now mine is a bit, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm getting you.
Yeah, mine was a fear, but I think I am sorted. I'm going to be doing web design on this professional bit of it almost for the first time. I've been handling simple HTML tags. So to me, I felt it was too much content for me. I got scared. But now, like you're saying, I'm going to share the video. Maybe I'm going to sit down and really follow because I'm very interested. What I've picked from this is how to insert that menu strip. I followed that very well, and that container. However, I think I need to practice so well. I was requesting then that, you know, the video move so slow when you are playing it, especially when you're making reference to it. My suggestion is, if you can copy those tags that we've been using and maybe you put them in PDF or Word, then you leave it with WhatsApp. Yeah, to me, the codes would be better. And even the video plus the video, then those codes, it will do me so well. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Let me actually share with you the what we have designed today. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question, members?
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, mine is not really a question, it's just one. To say thank you.
Okay.
The only concern I had, I think, when I just joined was, I don't know whether you were doing it on an assumption that most of us had at least were somewhere, because you were combining a lot of things at the same time. You had CSS, you had HTML basic, we had now you are using Bootstrap. And at first it came out now clearly, yeah, which is good. And since you're going to share the video on I think on YouTube or where, I think those people will have a chance to go back and follow systematically. My only concern was there are those that were not able to follow, who will not be able to follow as per like when you are doing it. But now that you're going to share, I think people can now go back and do that hands-on trying out. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Maybe just a response to that also. I think Israel, maybe we can simply do a special introductory video on that part, because you know, even the recording part here, I would have recorded, but you know, I find that the screen has some part was a bit small, so we can simply do a small introductory video, just a video alone, which captures your screen alone on that that introduction and maybe areas where people may need some support, so that some areas, I know you are very busy instead of people looking for you, the video can help someone.
All right, sure. I will do that also. Okay, then I'm going to share the code we have written today. I share it via here or in a WhatsApp group.
Okay, now maybe Israel, I guess some other question. Today's session, I set it to go up to 5:30.
Come again?
I set today's session to go up to 5:30. 5:30 today.
5:30.
5:30. Maybe
we can
interact here.
Okay. Any more questions? Maurice Oporot.
Yes. Can you just shed more light on the on Bootstrap especially? Like try to justify why someone would have to deploy Bootstrap other than just running basic HTML and CSS. Like talk more, shed some more light on Bootstrap.
Okay, let me share screen again. I'm going straight to Bootstrap here. One, the Bootstrap gives you like the beauty, the look, and the components which are easy to use. Okay. Now, for example, if you take a look at this, if I say let me pull up developer tools, okay, and I request this website, let's say from a phone, okay. As you can see, if I request from a phone, Bootstrap automatically resizes it to fit the what. So it makes the site responsive. You don't need to worry. Even the other side has become responsive. Okay. So it makes your content fit on actually all device sizes. Which when you try to write for like hard coded the CSS from scratch, this can take you wrong rather than just using Bootstrap, which will just handle that for you. Okay, it becomes responsive on each and every device size. So if I remove phone, you see it has automatically stretched according to the screen size. Even the colors, it has built components which make website building easier and faster. Basically, that's how I can explain it in simple terms for you. So you don't really have to hustle so much to write too much code when you just code one element and it does everything for you. One element and does something for you automatically. Now, like if you are trying to this carousel, for example, from scratch, it can take you a lot of time, but Bootstrap will just call the element, use it, and it becomes responsive. Basically, that's how I can easily tell you about Bootstrap. But however, you can again go to Google. Why Bootstrap? Okay, why Bootstrap? It is easy to set up and master. It has a lot of components, good grid system, styling for many HTML elements, ranging from typography to buttons, as well as support for JavaScript libraries, make it even more flexible. You can see what they are saying about it. So basically, that's why most people use Bootstrap. Are we together, Operate?
Yes, thank you. I've gotten it.
Oh, all right. Ezra.
Yes, please.
Any word from you?
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm just following the way you have used the W3 schools, and I'm sure to help guys to move forward.
Okay.
Yeah, Bootstrap thing and But the way you uploaded it from the XAMPP player, that is okay. That's why I think it's a better practice for all of us to start practicing that way. I appreciate.
Thank you, welcome.
Okay.
Can you undo to? Any? So if not any words, I can add like 1 or 2 elements. Then we see how we can. Mas in secondary school?
Yes, brother.
Yes, sir.
Now, on my side, there is we have CSS and then HTML, and now on my side, I would like to first maybe try to learn maybe HTML, and then we see how we can apply CSS and how it will help to beautify the website. So if we could start with how we can create things using HTML, and from that, how we can beautify them using the CSS plus now other styles, maybe just maybe in that order it will help.
Actually, what I was writing here is HTML. Because
yes.
Let me share the screen again. What we are writing here, you see, it's all HTML. Okay, it's pure HTML. But only that, we used a library as a helper, so that it can do what it can do the hard work for us. Because actually HTML doesn't have so much tags. There are very few tags of HTML. But now, how to beautify them, it's what matters. Actually, the beauty and the look. So that's why I was like, let's start straight with the library, so that we can learn how to use these components with their styles. Even we can, because it's basically HTML, because when you see it, just call a div, a div, and you just pass it to the what? This is pure HTML, but it's the library that is doing the hard work for us. Okay? It's just the library that is doing the hard work for us. But what we are writing is HTML.
Okay.
Okay. So as I was telling you, here at W3 schools, there are many things here. Like you just say Bootstrap. We are going to be using Bootstrap for some time. Then when we are going to deeper, we are going to do what? To keep adding different libraries, slowly by slowly, so that at the end of it all, we need to have a complete full-fledged what? Website. Because you see here, you can follow these tutorials here. So, but first of all, you must have an idea in the head, and something you want something to do what? So you can't just come out of nowhere and be like, let me just start coding. You must have like something like a sketch map. So that would be like, okay, here we'll need a form, you go for the form. Here we need a tooltip, you go for the tooltip. Here we need like a model, okay? And they explain very well here, as you can see. So we're going to be taking much of these references online. We're going to be referencing online resources as we do it, as we code. Okay. Any other question?
For me, Israel, I've just liked the way the way you are connected with the 3W schools. I remember Israel posted these 3W schools. Was it last time? And I think we're being very, very lazy. Really, people know that it's important, but until we start seeing the relevance of it, that we're training this, we keep connecting to a very good source really. And I encourage members to go deeper into utilizing it, share, because it is the source where you can do a lot of Python, you can move to do a lot of SQL, you focus a lot of PHP, jQuery, Java, C++, and another thing really, Bootstrap is even well organized as a CSS framework for designing better web pages. So I think it is a good thing. I've liked the way we've connected, and I think we shall keep connecting to that level. Asante sana.
Sure. All right. Thank you. Abdu, say what?
I think Abdu is lost.
Yes.
No, not lost.
Okay.
just interested.
That's very good.
So, because I can see now that Bootstrap now has made the things more simpler.
Okay.
Like when you are using HTML before. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. So, can I give you this code, guys? Let me have zipped it.
Yes.
Yes, I think you share it.
Or via WhatsApp, okay?
Yes.
Okay, let me send it in WhatsApp. Okay. I've sent it in the WhatsApp group. So it's uploading. There it is. Now you can already, the library is already, they're already in there. So you can look around the code, try to play around with it. That's like, we are going to keep advancing this website. Slowly by slowly, add this feature, add this. At the end of the whole course, at least we should be having a social network that is complete. I don't know if you suggest the names so that we continue writing this. Okay, we are going to add database, we are going to make a PHP, we are going to put picture uploads, commenting and sharing maybe. Okay. Let's see, let's put in some power into this, guys. That's what I had for today. I'm open for questions. Any questions?
For this time, I don't think we have any question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speechless.
Yeah,
Okay.
speechless.
Yeah, that's okay. Israel and the members, maybe this is now just your feedback on the next step, because I had asked you that where possible, we will give your learners an opportunity to be attending the session, 1 hour session every Sunday. Yeah, but sometimes schools don't have some challenges, because I've just heard from one student who was saying for them to even having exams. So it makes the program a bit complicated. If we are organizing on our side, we are organizing and then the students don't turn up. It really disorganizes our program, because we may be using that hour for something else. So in the course of the week, keep mobilizing. If you're not able to attend, let us know. Otherwise, it becomes meaningless if we really get organized and we don't turn up. Yeah, that's what I wanted to put across.
Okay. Sure. All right. Any other questions, comments? I've even sent you the links for downloading the build tools here in the WhatsApp group. Those who are asking about Sublime and the exam, I've shared the links with you in the group that you can also set up your server. Okay, any question, guys?
maybe there are no questions. Teachers are on strike, so don't bother them much. Leave them try to think about what Mzee will do. Yeah.
Not ICT teachers. Moses. Teachers are on strike, but not ICT.
Okay. No problem, members. I think we are free. We are free to do what we can. The 3W schools there, our platform is there, which other videos are coming up. Let's do some exercise. I think Israel in the next meeting, next Wednesday,
Yes.
first 30 minutes, 31 minutes or 20 minutes. You know, teachers like giving homework. They like giving homework a lot. Yes, I think in that session, we shall have a few minutes to share screens. I'll allow screen share so that every member can open up and show what you have done. It doesn't matter really, even if it is just one code, one line, and maybe you put a challenge, you are better than one who will shy away because of showing that you are superior, and yet things are challenging. In learning, we have to open up our minds. That you open up your mind like a parachute. It doesn't work unless it's open. So put up that Wednesday. We shall have a few minutes for people to share their work, their code. Then, as I said, we can be able to upload also online. Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
On addition.
Okay.
On addition. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. On addition to that, we had our websites for the ICT clubs,
Yes.
but now we cannot even update the websites. I don't know how we can make it because it is just online. It works when you click on it. It has name but you cannot edit or you cannot do anything. So maybe some idea on that, because we have not gone further of understanding how we can deal with that.
Please, can you share with me the link?
Yes, I will try to. It is Masindi SS.
I'm posting the link here.
In the chat there. That we can take a look at it right now.
Okay.
It's in the...
It is ictclubs.ug/Masindi SS.
ictclubs.ug/Masindi SS. I see not found.
You try to type maybe Masindi SS.
Can you don't, I mean, I've passed through Google, but I can't see it.
Okay, let me,
if you have the link.
It was a subdomain.
It's a subdomain.
Yes.
So that's Masindi ss.ictclubs.ug. It's empty.
Yes.
Oh, let me share the screen. We see what.
Okay.
It's showing this, eh?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I think Moses.
Yes. That's what I was emphasizing.
You have access to this panel.
Yes.
I think we are going. You give him access so that he can be uploading it there.
Okay, Israel, I would think maybe we could do it generally to everyone so that every member can attend it. Yeah? Otherwise, there's time I put a lot of effort and people never bother to take a step.
Okay.
Yeah. I even made a video for it. Yeah, but maybe we look at that on. Maybe Wednesday we can go to FTP, we see how to transfer the file online and how to edit them, I'll get them through the second part.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
But that Wednesday is challenging because that's when we shall even be continuing with our work in Kampala. But let us see.
All right, guys.
All right, thank you.
Any more
Thank you so
questions, or we can call the session to an end?
Good to end on time.
Yes, please.
It's good to end on time. It's 11:30 almost. I mean 5:30. Yeah, let members go and enjoy Father's Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for today.
Thank you so much. Let's end it.